Well, a content deputy on H3. Well, this is kind of wacky. Who wants to make a bet? All right, I'm making a bet immediately that you're gonna get all these like dumbass troglodytes who have no idea about what content cop is, but you know, constantly talking about like the like to dislike ratio. Because again, for whatever reason, funnily enough, like Ian himself also brings up that argument, and there's a reason why you should never focus on like to dislike ratios as like an indicator for how popular a video is or how well received it is. The reason for this is because a lot of charlatans and morons who don't know anything about anything can just have their communities go in and just like brigade and just say complete utter conjecture and nonsense and use that as like a sort of justification to say like, oh yeah, so this is why like content slop is actually just kind of a doo-doo bubkiss. It's not because of like, you know, the fact that I just sent in like my 3 IQ troglodyte fans in order to just go in there and just be dumb and annoying. No, it's because it's just a genuinely bad video. When like even Ian himself says, Idubbbz here himself says, like, no, this is just dumb because we know it's a brigade. We see the percentages in our YouTube analytics. It's broadly speaking quite well liked, and other like sort of analytical data that we have. Like, you guys are just wrong, and most of the dislikes that went in are it's just bots being annoying. Honestly, okay. Funny thing about this, all right, this is a little anecdote on my side because I thought it was really funny. I made a short about the Shadow Triad. Nothing to do with like political like opinions or anything. It was just a funny little like rib on the Shadow Triad, and it got like 3 fucking dislikes to 1 like, and I'm just like, why? I'm not even like espousing an opinion here or anything. I'm just being kind of silly, and it's a 1 like to 3 dislikes. This is so strange, which means like it's probably like stupid annoying bots being stupid and annoying, like, to be honest. But that's like neither here nor there. You know, remember folks, you should always like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, obviously, duh, haha, YouTube algo shit, you know how it is. Anywho, let's get started into this content deputy. Well, just out of curiosity, what was quick interrupt here. What was the last content deputy? I don't even know. I feel like it was Rice Gum. I think it was Rice Gum. I want to say it's Rice Gum, but I'm not 100% certain on that one.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Content Deputy. Now normally in a Content Deputy I would dance around in my cop outfit in the woods, but this video isn't going to have any of that fanfare. We're just going to get straight into it. I was hoping that if I made a video about Ethan, he would act like an adult and he would keep the attacks directed at me and Anissa. Unfortunately, I was wrong in thinking that because Ethan, in a desperate attempt to attack and smear Anissa and I, he started attacking our charity event.
I don't know if you know this, but the last year they lost $250,000. To be charitable, you actually have to give money to charity, Hassan. You have to give money to be charity. It's like a slush fund for them.
Ethan and Neela are...
By the way, those talking points, those exact same talking points that Ethan is using right now, that's like the same, like, just dreck and nonsense that all the stupid drama content slop tubers say all the time. You know, it's a slush fund, it lost 250K, blah 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 blah. It's just like, dude, who the hell cares about any of this shit, man? Like, meh. Okay, bro. Like, it lost money. Oh no.
Are well aware that we raised $1.3 million for charity the first year of Creator Clash. The second year we operated at a loss, and I take full responsibility for that. We did band together. The community and the fighters involved ended up raising $175,000 for charity. It's been really disheartening to see how often Ethan will attack Creator Clash through us or attack us through Creator Clash.
Ian and Anissa, masters of putting on an event.
He's reposting random troll accounts that are very easy to vet. If you click on this profile, it has a bunch of Sam Hyde adjacent posts.
1147. Why is it? What does that mean? 1147? Oh, well, yeah, we all know Sam Hyde's a stupid Nazi, right? Slurs? Sam Hyde? Whoa. I feel like 1147 means something, but sure, whatever. Imagine reposting just some, like, random, like, stupid 11, like, moron, dude. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
And it just hates Anissa and I. Come on, dude, you're one step away from calling me a cuck. Just take the plunge. He's highlighting this post that equates Creator Clash to a crypto rug pull. He's saying the event is gonna be worse than TanaCon. Can't wait for them to blame us for their failed event. Don't worry, Ela. I'm not going to blame you guys for anything Creator Clash related. I know you're terrified of taking accountability for anything, so that will rest solely on my shoulders. But I can't speak for the internet. The internet might actually blame you guys for it. Now, with this recent revelation that people are just going to use Creator Clash to attack Anissa and I have decided to step away from Creator Clash. We have relinquished control to our business partners who ran the previous 2 events. They're very capable. They know exactly what they're doing. They run events on a regular basis. The event is still happening. Anissa and I just don't have any financial ties. We don't have any ownership. We are, you know, I think just going to be known as the founders of the event.
Now, I don't know, this seems kind of communist to me. I can't believe that communist Idubbbz, being so communist, is relinquishing control over the means of production. I can't believe he would do this. Grr, 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 grr.
Yeah, I mean, I think it had to come to this eventually. I can't keep my mouth shut. I can't, I mean, I can. I just didn't want to. I want to be frank. I want to be honest. I was very quiet during the second Creator Clash because I was afraid of how that would impact other people. This year I said I'm going to do something different. I'm going to fight back if someone's trying to attack me. So that's what I did. True. And now I've realized, like, I can't really have my cake and eat it too. It's either you're going to talk shit like a foul beast on the internet, or you're going to have a charity event. You know, it really can't be both. I'm very proud of the event that we made with Creator Clash. It's still happening, June 28th. I'm just not going to be involved in it. Please, for the love of God, support this event. You know, I feel like in some ways I'm like cutting off an arm so that I could escape the bear trap, and so I can fight. Well, that's a bad analogy. You guys get it. We've already told.
Wasn't there like a story about that, about a person who got like caught in a bear trap and then they cut off their arm? I don't think it was a movie about it. I don't remember. I feel like I've read a story about this before.
All the fighters, and it seems like most people understand that this is the best move. If the previous content cop was entertaining to you, or this video is entertaining, or you like the message, the best thing that you can do for me is to support Creator Clash. Buy a ticket, buy a pay-per-view ticket, an in-person ticket, or donate to the fundraiser.
I think I recall, if I recall correctly, like Ethan was like also making like a really big like fuss about. I think Idubbbz might even just get into that. Like Ethan was also like being boisterous and stupid and annoying about the fact that one of his crew members is no longer participating in Creator Clash. I think I don't know, like. We're dealing with someone here who just, honestly, I think he just needs some help. He should log off of the internet. I'll be quite honest. I've said this before about Ethan. He just needs to log off. So you know. Oh, so yeah, that's a good point. Boy Meets Mini. Why the fuck does Ethan think associating with Sam Hyde is a W? I don't know, man. Spite does like crazy things to a motherfucker, man. Like spite is just such a ridiculously like powerful motivator for so many things and so many people, dude. It's silly, man. It's silly.
I just want to see this event do well. You know, I didn't try this shit because I thought I was going to be a good boxer. I didn't think I would be an awesome event organizer. And you know, now I'm finally back to where I started, which is making fucking content cop videos. I don't want to make this too ham-fisted, but I kind of do want to make it ham-fisted because I'm like, I spent my last fucking 4 years working on this stupid boxing shit. I mean, it was worth it, absolutely. but like, it's crazy that I've just returned to Content Cop. Having said all that, Creator Clash ticket link down in the description. Go check it out, buy tickets, support the charity, support the fighters, and have a good-ass time. I mean, ultimately, I think it's a good thing because I think I am meant to roll around in shit. I think me and Ethan are both meant to be rolling around in pig shit all day long, and other people are meant to do boxing or debating or whatever else. Ethan and me, pig shit rolling around type of fellas.
You underestimate my strength! I've got kosher strength! The will of Allah! I mean Yahweh! Yahweh!
I think the worst criticisms I labeled at Ethan is that he's a bad boss, a tyrant of a boss. I just implied that he was being taken advantage of by people either in his community or outside of his community, and I called him a bitch-made coward. That was like the summary of personal insults labeled at Ethan. Before Ethan even knew what my video was about, he was already framing me as anti-Semitic.
But he's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer, guys, right?
I don't think, like, this is really stupid for Ethan to say this. I don't even think at any point in time did Idubbbz bring up the fact that Ethan is a Zionist or a Jew. He talked about it's understandable for as to why people may have those opinions about him, which is completely fucking different from just saying, you're just a Zionist Jew bag, whatever. It's just nonsense. It's just like, you know, the voices in Ethan's head that they constantly have to harken back and speak to him, or like, you know, the meme with like, you know, you look into the abyss and the abyss like stares back or something. I feel like that pretty much just I think that's pretty much just like encapsulates Ethan's sort of like whole shtick as about as perfectly as it gets. I'll be quite honest.
I don't know if that's what the video is.
I'm one of you. I fucking hate Jews too, guys. Let's get after it. Israelis have no right to defend themselves, actually. All Israelis are settlers, actually. What is he going to give me a history lesson now? Is he a historian? Yeah, he just discovered empathy, by the way.
I don't know, Ethan, like in the two debates that you had against both Sam Cedar and, against both, Sam Cedar and, Hassan. I don't know why I was blanking on his name there. You really had no idea what you were talking about, and you were just totally out of your depth, bro. Like, it was an embarrassment, my dude.
The way, and only extends to the point where you're actually talking about Jewish people or Israelis. Then empathy stops, and they should all be murdered. Bro's actually out there like Timothy McVeigh. He's running to the closest fucking kindergarten to blow it up. There's a Jew. I heard there's a Jewish.
That's not what Timothy McVeigh did.
They want all you guys to quit, and for me to just be like alone. Little Jew boy alone.
Like Ethan, under a year.
Man, he just has a very big obsession with the fact that he's Jewish. So it's just weird, man. I don't know. It's just weird.
Ago was saying he doesn't use anti-Semitism in that way. He's not a guy to call anything and everything anti-Semitic.
You know, in my whole life, I've never screamed foul on anti-Semitism. I literally have been getting this shit since the second I stepped foot on the internet. And I have never fucking ever done this, okay? So the people online, they're saying, oh, Ethan's making himself a victim or Ethan's making everything about anti-Semitism. I've done this once in my life right now.
But he's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer, guys, right?
I don't know if that's what the video is.
I mean, I get that he's scared and offended, but this was the whole fucking point of my video, Ethan. I was saying that you shouldn't be doing this. It led to me making this video in the first place. You were triggered by this CPS harassment thing.
Triggered?
And then you immediately equated Anissa and I to it. That was sloppy, and that was horrendous, and it was horrendous for us.
Triggered.
And now you're doing it again.
I'm gonna watch it live.
Should you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. But like, why?
I just don't think, I feel like you're gonna get really emotional and say something you regret.
Triggered.
Well, I got the button.
Like, I know you don't have a problem taking it.
Dude, I find it really funny that he has to, like, mention the button. Like, it makes it pretty self-evident what the button has always been all about. It's never about, like, taking accountability, or no, it's meant as a cudgel to, well, shirk accountability. That's what I mean. Yeah, it's his excuse to just say slurs. It's just like, I hit the button, I can say slurs. I'm just gonna say slurs. I'm gonna say slurs. I'm gonna say like N-word, F slur, T slur, whatever. A list of slurs that you can just insert here. It doesn't matter. Like that's pretty much like the sort of purpose that I see the button as an excuse for. Because if you think yourself as a fundamentally good person, okay, you think yourself like that you're not an asshole, you're not like a piece of shit or whatever, you wouldn't need a slur button. I'll be honest. Like, why do you have a slur button? It's just weird. That's the, like, honestly, like, I can't really think of anything else to say besides, like, most normal people don't need slur buttons. They don't. Let's be honest here. They don't need those.
Head on, but I just feel
Of course
like
not, because I know that
you're
whenever...
understandably upset, and I feel like it might be a little.
Should we wait to talk about it, or you want to talk about it?
You should do it off stream. Because I don't know. This escalated initially because we were live and you guys were heated about. I forget what it was.
I just think it might be wise to watch it, think out your thoughts, and respond in a calm way. Because there's no chance that you don't get heated.
I don't...
So, by the way, the crew is correct, which, I mean, unironic, I guess this is, like, kind of the reasoning for as to why everyone else is saying, like, they should just get rid of Ethan and just, the crew should just make a podcast themselves. It would probably be way better. And I'm just like, honestly, I kind of agree with that position. Let's keep it $1.50. It probably would be better if Ethan wasn't there, just doing his, like, continued, like, sort of cope crash out sort of segments where he just, like, gets progressively more and more heated and upset over, I don't know, some perceived just crime of anti-Semitism that he's always has to be, like, a perpetual sort of victim of or something like that. Honestly, maybe it would be better for, like, Ethan's mental health or well-being or whatnot to just, you know, just step away, relax, take some time off. Like everyone else has been constantly saying over and over and over again. You know, some food for thought.
Need to fucking pre-watch this. I don't need someone else to hold my hand through it. Like, I'm ready to take on anything that these people have to say about me. He's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer, guys. I'm one of you. I fucking hate Jews too, guys.
You attacked us, so I attacked back, and now you're acting surprised and shocked, and you're doing it all on your podcast live. So naturally, you reacting live is you having an emotional reaction and seeing things that honestly are scary.
I just said I vented about them not defending me. What the?
Venting? What is he, sus? Among Us? Sussy. Caught. Ethan is sus. He was venting. He's venting.
The fuck is he, like, he's actually losing his shit and I just can't believe it, dude.
Should you call him up?
So go fuck yourself.
I agree. Fair weather friends who are so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ian sucks for the same reason right now. He could say something
spineless. Our POV is like, fuck everybody, and I don't want to hear any excuses. You're not my friend, and you never were, and you never will be. You never will be.
What's very insane about this content cop is I was thinking about Ethan's feelings so much in that video. I thought about the idea of like how I shouldn't be saying the term Zionist or Zionism in that video, because I was like, he has explained before that that's personally insulting to him and he doesn't like that. You know, regardless of how true it is, I was like, I'm going to think about Ethan's feelings and not mention this. Fast forward to him reacting to my video, he's just outright calling me a fucking Nazi.
Is it a coincidence that Ian really shaved his head just before doing this video and he's holding a swastika one? I mean, we can...
Not the fucking sword, man. Oh, God, man. The sword shit, it's so dumb, dude. Like, yeah, you know, yeah. Idubbbz is on his skinhead arc with the Free Palestine, like, I think it's just like a scarf. I was going to say it's a keffiyeh, but I'm like, that doesn't look like a keffiyeh. Hanging out with the bunch of it. You know, like the meme of like your wife's friend group, and then your friend group, and it's just a bunch of racists, and the wife's friend group is just a bunch of other it's a bunch of other white women, and your friend group is a bunch of racists, but they're all from different nationalities. That's basically the same energy that Ethan is coming at here. He's the white woman here.
Free Palestine without being a Nazi. You fucking Nazis. How about that? Well,
they're not Nazis, man. Guys, he did the Idubbbz that pizza chat did content cope with the Free Palestine people, and he's Nazi now for that. Whatever, bro. It's silly. Like I've said before, this is just dumb. Ethan, go get some help, buddy. Log off. Unironically, just log off and get some help, bro. You need to just. This is not healthy, bro. Like, for real.
this is the white savior, Ian, who's just found empathy, unless you're Jewish, of course.
Ethan, people are allowed to shave their head and not be called anti-Semitic. I mean, if you're going to critique his podcast or be pissed off that he personally insulted you, even that is enough to be called
He's bald!
Semitic. It's fucking crazy. Now, I don't want to talk about Hassan's sword. I don't want to talk about Hassan's sword hilt because Ethan himself basically admitted already multiple times he doesn't think any of us did that intentionally. And he would be right.
Do I think any of them actually wanted to put a swastika in the photo? No,
Yeah,
that's no. I don't actually think that. The chance.
Then why the fuck did you complain about it, dude? If you didn't want, God, Jesus, man, it's just like the same stuff that I mentioned before in the sort of debate reaction between Ethan and Hassan. He, like I said before, it was never about any particular positions or anything. He never cared about the sword or anything. It was never about that. It's all about him just having his conniptions and airing it out. That's all that he ever cared about. He just wanted to get mad and just keep staying mad because, again, there's incentive for him to stay on this sort of crash out arc, and there's incentives for particular communities, DGG looking at you, wink wink, nudge nudge, to have this sustained Ethan crash out arc. So guess what? They're going to keep incentivizing that because all he does is he gets a lot of talking points and idiotic shit from his subreddit now at this point, which is filled with a bunch of DGGers. So guess what? Compromise. It's a compromised forum. You can't fucking believe anything that comes out of there.
Chances that they did on purpose is close to zero, right? So I'm not accusing them.
I picked up a random sword in Hassan's room that was laying around. That could be the end of the discussion. You don't actually need to debate Hassan about the sword hilt.
He lifted it up.
Decision making.
If it was a mistake, he could have deleted it.
But I'm not going to delete the photo because that would be indulging in your weird anti-Semitic fantasies.
We can free Palestine without being a Nazi.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing, and that's actually a really, really good point there by Idubbbz. Ethan himself is being incredibly anti-Semitic by basically saying everything that he sees is it is coded language for anti-Semitism. It's silly. It's ridiculous. Bro, that's literally what 99% of these people at protests are saying. Pepega, they're not Nazis. Oh my god. Does he think we're all Candace Owens? Honestly, given the double standards that he seems to have with pro-Palestinian, activists and stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if, part of him did believe that they're all, just Candace Owens. Let's be honest here.
You fucking Nazis. How about that?
I'm done being nice to Ethan. I gave it a chance. My sincerity and my empathy in that last video was real. I was even equating to him having crash out moments in the same way that Denims could have crash out moments. I think we're all capable of it, but he was using it in the video to suggest that I was making fun of his mental health.
To my good friend Ian of 8 years, I really appreciate you weaponizing my mental health against me.
To make Ethan crash out. He's
Dude, I hate therapy speak so much, man. God, this is one of the reasons why I absolutely despise I think this is a topic that I want to learn and look into more, is like the cynical use of therapy speak. Like, I really despise it so much, dude. Like, it's super annoying. It's always employed very cynically in order to like defend either like wretched, horrid, unjustifiable positions, or like whatever particular like behaviors that a person may engage with that people have problems with. Wait, hold on, you can't like do that thing because you're affecting my mental health. Sweaty. God, I hate that shit so much, dude. I really do.
Having a parasocial weird crash out. People can have crash out moments. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help. Dude, I'm not making fun of your mental health. Every example you used was me basically saying that other people are trying to affect you. It's understandable that you're going through
DGG. It's you know, listen, maybe like Idubbbz doesn't want to deal with like the stupid morons who are definitely doing this, the other people who are affecting his mental health. I have no qualms with making these call outs. I know exactly who are the people that are doing this like sort of sustained campaign to make Ethan further crash out. It's destiny.gg. It's them. We know this. There's been more and more of them being their stupid, idiotic, sycophantic little selves, being constantly stupid and annoying. Like, stupid. Idubbbz is probably keeping that aside to play this smart. Good on him. Well, clearly, Boy Meets Mini, I'm a complete troglodyte, okay? Because I have no fucking sympathy for all these stupid fucking morons and troglodytes that infest that community of sex pestiny, being like, oh yeah, dude, we're gonna do everything possible to be as annoying and stupid as possible to lefty content creators, because my favorite streamer was not able to create an effective monopoly of left-wing content creation around himself. Because again, this is the exact same position that I have always had on Destiny. The only reason why he is spiteful against the left in any way, shape, and form is because he did not have the ability to fully monetize and monopolize all left-wing discourse around himself. Because that's what the Destiny orbit was meant to be and meant to accomplish. It was a complete sort of monopolization of all discourse around Destiny. So then he can be the main beneficiary of, you know, making a lot of money. That was the point. But, you know, whatever. Destiny is a jealous loser who's just going to cynically weaponize like other people's like mental health and shit against them, because again, he has to have like a conniption about, you know, Hassan, who he perceives as being the main person who took away his business opportunities away from him. No, Destiny, you did that to yourself by being a complete and utter wretch. And all of his orbiters think like that. I remember finding that out about Stardust. Originally considered her a fellow South Asian creator, then I wanted nothing to do with her community. Oh yeah, I remember also like finding that out. For me, what like did it with Stardust, in my personal opinion, is just like it was the Richard Spencer interviews and stuff like that, because she did a rather poor job in those interviews. I'll be honest. Like, she did not. What was she cooking? She was cooking up something rancid. Someone should get her away from the stove. Like, for real. Get her out of there, dude. That and all the drama farming. Yup, she did a lot of drama farming, and that shit was annoying too.
Through this right now, Ethan. We all go through this.
To characterize anything I'm doing as crashing out, that I need help, that I need to get some kind of treatment, is cruel and pathetic on a level I didn't think he would ever be possible of doing.
Every fucking example that you tried to smear me with was me actually pointing to something else that could be affecting you. He even brought up the clip of me saying, if you get help. We all need help. Everyone on this planet needs help. I don't care how you get it. You can wander into the jungle and go on an ayahuasca trip. I don't care how you get your help or what you define as help.
True.
But if it helps you, that would be good. Because right now it doesn't seem like you're getting much help. The main criticism that I was seeing online with my video from Ethan and Hila is that I didn't mention the CPS call.
There's really just one central point that I want to make here. My good friend Ian, in his hour-long takedown, did not mention one time Child Protective Services. Not one time.
There was not even one mention of CPS.
And a lot of the clips he uses is us fired up from the day that CPS came to us.
So like
without even explaining that at least that's the context, it's pretty cowardly.
So to be honest, well, I mean, Idubbbz is gonna like completely debunk this, but from what I understand, like, it wasn't even about the CPS stuff. That was like a part of the stream, and then they decided to go in and attack, Ian and Anissa anyways. So it's just like, no, you decided to bring up this conniption anyways, Ethan. Like, this is just a thing that you were going to do anyways, bro. Like, you ain't slick, little bro. You ain't slick.
I wonder why I wouldn't mention the CPS call. Could it be that the CPS call happened the same day that you were shit-talking me? And I didn't have any chance to defend myself. You just immediately, in the same podcast, right next to each other, said, CPS call was very traumatic. And then you said, fuck Ian and Anissa. And you linked those together, you kind of layered those flavors, and then Anissa and I got a bunch of harassment. We had nothing to do with the CPS call. What are all these fucking comments on your Reddit saying, like, it happened because of the CPS call? I don't entirely blame your audience for getting confused, because number one, it's a fucking cult, and number two, you can't even get the timeline straight. So if anyone's watching your dumbass, their brain is also gonna get scrambled.
Be friends as long as they're getting something out of it. So again, he's not showing the context. What was the
Not the context.
Okay, I'll play this part. Did you guys ever find the context of what I was talking about here? Because I feel like I wasn't even talking about him. I could be wrong. I just don't remember ever saying, like, if I did say that,
I thought you were talking about them, about Anissa and Ian in that clip.
That's the same clip of
It's all the
when
part of the same
CPS was
clip.
called.
Yeah.
Same clip.
It's part of the same conversation.
You completely wiped your brain of what happened during the CPS stream.
Nice, man.
That's not my fucking fault. That's no one else's fault but yours.
All I wanted for you to do was say the bare minimum.
I can't believe that Ethan has selective Alzheimer's, I guess. I guess that has to be thrown in now. Listen, I don't want to be the type of dude who just like randomly diagnoses people, but like I guess like bro's brain has been so cooked because he's been thinking about this for so long that he's like starting to develop like short-term memory loss or like Alzheimer's or some shit. Like who the hell knows at this point?
Minimum of like, hey, this is fucked up. This is not true about CPS, whatever. Like the bare minimum. It came up because they were talking about it on their fucking podcast. By the way, they're the ones that like started this conversation by talking about it on the podcast. Be like, hey, I'm not getting involved.
I think that was their response after you guys initially called them out.
This is what I was talking about. You cannot have something terrible happen, be like, yes, let's make some content, and then shit talk your friends of 8 years.
I'm so fired up, I don't even know what to do with myself, which is why I'm crying. On the other hand, I don't know if that's a good state to be in life.
That's that. Kind of spitting.
And a lot of the clips he uses is us fired up from the day that CPS came to us.
For anyone confused about the timeline, Ethan was talking shit about us on his Instagram before any CPS shit. He was also talking shit about us on his podcast before any CPS visit. On March 7th, CPS visits.
Well, it appears that the timeline is just a bit of a shit show. Crazy. So what's up, AJ? Well. Ethan is lying. Again. Crazy.
It's Ethan and Hila, and that same day, they decide, let's do our podcast.
I don't even understand. Why was, not why was, like, CPS called, right? No, that's not the thing. I think Ethan gets into, Ian, their names are too similar. I keep mixing them up because I'm a fucking dumbass. But from what I understand, basically the reason as to why CPS might have been called was out of like concern, even though like who knows if it was exactly appropriate or something. I don't even know. It's just the whole situation is really silly because I know that Bad Empanada was like making videos cynically because Bad Empanada is a fucking schizo freak. Was making videos cynically to attack Ethan, trying to get people to call CPS on him because Bad Empanada is, like I said before, just a complete freak. Like, he is just insane. And a lot of people don't really like him. But, you know, what can you do? There's, like... I feel like that's part of the thing that might have played into it. I know that within the context nuke, he brings up Denims as well. But I think that was as a, you know, a way to show concern. But whatever. Bad Empanada stirred the pot and got the epic mealtime out of the fight. But fuck the epic mealtime, dude. That's Harvey Morenstein, I think. Then that's the guy you're talking about there, AJ, I think.
And let's have the topic be the CPS visit and how distraught we are about that. And then right next to that, right after it, you guys talk about me and Anissa. But you don't just talk about us. You shit talk us, and you imply that we're friends with people who are doing this, who are the ones who are harassing you.
Do you have evidence that H3 Snark called CPS on you?
Did I say that?
Random anonymous Redditors?
Did I say that?
Wait, what's the...
I didn't even mention this in, like, when I was overlooking this part of the debate, because I think my brain was just turned off, and I just didn't care. Yeah, Ethan, do you, like, you allege that this Snark Reddit called CPS on you. Do you have any evidence of that? Anything at all? It's one of the things that you seem to be very distraught over, but you have no evidence of at all. So it's just like, I think it's pretty understandable and reasonable for people to ask some questions. You know, it's, you know the meme. Just asking questions. So I think it's pretty reasonable for some people to start asking, like, okay, if CPS was called, who did it? Who did it? I think it's reasonable to ask such questions. But, like, for whatever reason, like, nothing. He didn't produce any of that evidence at all whatsoever. So it's going to make you look pretty bad and make you look rather weak when you can't produce that evidence. It's going to make it such that, like, you may just have, like, a strange conniption with the Snark Reddits. Which, I mean, understandable to have a conniption with Snark Reddits. Screw Snark Reddits. No better than, like, Kiwi Farms with that shit. But if you're going to allege a thing, you should probably, like, as serious as, like, people called CPS in order to try to take my kids, you probably need to have some backup, some kind of evidence in order to prove that point, and you just didn't do it. So, okay, whatever.
I said they're primary responsible for harassing me.
Who called CPS?
What the fuck? So, I don't know.
To be honest, I'm very...
Jesus Christ, man. Doesn't even know. Doesn't even know. I probably should have commented on that. I don't know if I did. I don't know. My brain is a haze from that debate because it was like 4 hours long, almost 5 hours long for whatever reason. It's just like, holy crap, man. Doesn't even know about, like, the main thing he's having, like, a particular conniption about. Insane.
Proud that I didn't immediately jump to Ethan and Neela's defense, because when you look into the story, it actually looks a lot shittier for Ethan and Neela. And I do mean that literally. There was this H3 stream where Ethan was dumping as per usual. He was talking about his own health. He was talking about his caca breath, his dog having diarrhea, his dog having giardia.
Olive has giardia. It's a bacterial infection in the intestines that makes you have diarrhea.
His child running around putting things in their mouth.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
The whole family possibly having giardia.
Oh,
and now Ela has giardia.
Shut. For real?
And now I think this morning I had diarrhea.
Oh my God.
What can I do to not get it from you?
I'm trying to...
Because I'm not trying to get
No, it's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop.
Talking about the viscosity of his child's shit.
And meanwhile, he is covered in viscous, low viscosity
yeah.
Diarrhea.
Jesus Christ, bro.
He mentioned diarrhea a lot.
Crazy diarrheas like in the middle of the night. All the time he's having these crazy diarrheas. You wash your hands as best you can, but these are really nasty diarrheas.
Why is he in the studio? Gotta make money, right, Boy Meets Money? It's a protozoa, though. What's a protozoa? What? Are we still talking about poo-poo breath or something? I have no idea what protozoa means here. I mean, like, I don't know, man. It's just... It's goofy, bro. It's just so goofy.
Extremely foul-smelling diarrheas.
So, of course, Ethan, having made so many enemies over the years, other people react to his content.
True,
and
yeah.
when other people see that he's talking about his children getting giardia from dog poop.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
People are quite reasonably concerned. And so, yes, anyone who's seeing that content might be concerned enough to call CPS, including Ethan's own chat, which, by the way, is not a measly number. It's about 26,000 at the time of this stream. So there are 26,000 people.
Come on, man. Nah, it's the Snark Reddit. It's all Snark's fault. It's actually just the Snark Reddit. Everyone is against me. Grievance. I must constantly air out my, like, dumbass grievances. Man, like... What else are you supposed to say about this, dude? Oh, look, the consequences of actions of my own making. Whoa.
Listening to Ethan go into great detail over 7 or 8 minutes about diarrhea, viscosity of diarrhea, his child having giardia, him and his whole family having giardia. They're calling it the poop house. Now, what Ethan does, instead of taking any responsibility for sharing too much on his live stream, is that he decides to attack specific creators like Denims and say she was the source of the CPS call because her chat was reacting to Ethan and saying, wow, this is concerning.
Is on her platform right now advocating for our children to be forcibly removed from us by Child Protective Services.
The problem with this CPS thing is that Ethan has proven to be a manipulative piece of shit. So when he calls on me to defend him, what the fuck am I meant to do? I don't trust you, and I'm glad I didn't trust you.
Well, clearly you're supposed to defend him, Idubbbz. Just turn off your brain, bro, and just defend him, forehead. Obviously, come on. I thought you were friends. What happened? What happened? What happened? Oh, it's Ethan's just being a dumbass.
Because in your video defending yourself, you used a video that takes context from like 3 different places and combines them to make it seem like someone is coordinating an attack on you.
Love made a good point. You said, is this every comment? I believe this is a live feed of the chat. This isn't edited.
What about the top right? I thought these were
No,
selected.
it's this, I think when you full screen it. No, this is an edit. It's a cutout of the full chat. It's just enlarged there.
Oh, really?
Over the screen, yeah.
They're different, I think.
Yeah.
It's not timed. It's not timed the same way.
Wait, does Ethan not know that this is the live chat right here? Denims is looking at a video which has a screenshot of a chat. Okay? This is her live chat right here, right? And does he think that this is the actual like live chat or something? Like, what is he saying?
Babe.
But it sounds like based on this clip, you knew that it was bullshit, and you just went with it anyway. Ethan Klein uses this very deceptively edited video that is just like doing this smooth scroll to make it seem like that's all of Denim's chat. But that's not what it is.
Funny.
And then when he's called out on it, he hides it. He moves his window over the real chat.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much...
Ethan. That's... Okay, dude. Ian's not defending a Jewish creator who happens to be a total piece of shit. That's anti-Semitic. That's true. Listen. We know, like, we know Ethan's sort of tact and like strategy here. Like, listen, he's willing to like pull out the card that he's Jewish when it's most like convenient for him. You know, when he can like try to get like funny dunkerinos on his like friends and stuff, and just be like really dumb and annoying about everything. But well, you know, whatever, dude.
Much like many other illnesses,
Reading the chat, co-signing
it's very,
it.
very, very dangerous.
Now pay attention to her chat.
Yeah, it's the wrong chat. That's the live chat's up there. This is a different chat. Whoops.
A housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like...
Why does it have to be anyone else's fault but your own?
Funny.
Take some fucking responsibility. It's just so bizarre that Ethan would expect Anise and I to make a statement when Denims herself already made a statement about it and said that she does not condone calling CPS.
So we're talking about CPS. One, I don't
I mean, is there any evidence that Dan has like settler family members at all, AJ? I have no idea, honestly. Like, whatever. People... Like, dumbasses will say anything and do anything to just, like, stir the pot. Like, we see that's, like, definitely the case with what's going on with Ethan Klein at all. So, who the hell knows, like, if Dan does have, like, a settler family member. It doesn't matter, right? Who the hell cares, to be honest? As far as I can tell, it's just Israelis. But he went to an area with settlers when visiting his family and was around kibbutz. Okay, I mean, whatever. Who cares? Like, how long ago was that? He's probably changed his tune more than likely. From what I understand, Dan, broadly speaking, identifies as like a socialist or something. Who cares, honestly? It's whatever. Some of my relatives still support Israel. Well, you know. Didn't you, like, you know... Boy Meets Minnie has to deal with all the Brahmin uncles, the Brahmin unks. You hate to see it, folks. Brahmins, darned Brahmins. Christians in Asia are very split on the genocide. Well, what can you do? I mean, I would assume that it's probably not as bad there because evangelicalism is probably not as big of a deal there, right? If I were to take a guess, but I'm not sure.
Condone. Two, I've never condoned it, and you will not be able to find a clip of me saying, yes, we should do this, because it doesn't exist. I've literally given Ethan Klein credit on multiple times or multiple instances, and I will do it again right now, for not showing photos of his kids.
Part of my criticisms of Ethan initially...
No, it is. I know it is amongst evangelicals particularly. Catholics to a degree too, although less. Okay.
Was the openness. I think it's a problem that you are that open, Ethan.
Well, you know I'm very open about everything. It's part of how I wanted to conduct myself and how I wanted to relate to the audience is to be open as possible about every fucking thing in my life.
It is not strictly a benefit to be as open as possible on your podcast.
Ethan was just sharing his thoughts. What we were thinking, we were speculating.
Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. He has giardia.
We were speculating.
Oh,
and now Ela has giardia.
Shut.
Be open as possible about every fucking thing in my life.
Yeah, really? How many siblings do you have?
I don't know.
Yeah, yet they do the dumbass, like, double speak shit all the time. This is why people have a hard time believing in anything that Ethan has to say about anything, because, like, one moment he'll say a thing, and then the other moment he'll speak out of the other side of his mouth, so it's just, it becomes really difficult in order to discern and believe anything that he says about anything. It's just it becomes like a complete crapshoot.
No, dude, the internet's too fucking weird to give out all that information.
Oh, you don't even want to say how many because you're afraid that it will.
Yeah, by all means.
Bro's a literal chronic liar. I mean, at this point, like, that's like the only thing that has been consistent is the fact that he's just a liar. Like, what else can be said besides that this motherfucker right here is just a liar?
Keep talking about it.
On top of Ethan characterizing me and my wife as anti-Semitic, he also takes a dig at my tattoos.
Bro, you literally look like a fucking free tattoo pack that you get for 25 cents from a windy thing, bro. Like, literally, my kids have cooler fucking tattoos from Chuck E. Cheese. Bro looks like he just went to the menu and was like, I'll take that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one.
I have quite a few options here. I can show your tattoos in all of their glory, or I can show that your tattoo made it to the top of awful taste but great execution subreddit, which is not a good thing. I mean, it might be a good thing for the artists that you work with because that means that they did a good job from a technical standpoint, but it's sort of a failure in every other aspect, particularly the decision-making aspect. If you want to go tattoo for tattoo, Ethan, we can do that. You want to keep it to other things? We can.
Yo, we go tat for tat?
Ethan also talks about the potential CTE that I might have after boxing.
Yeah.
Ethan, your whole system is scrambled.
No, your brain is scrambled from getting punched in the face too many times because you don't understand the situation. Some people are saying the CTE is starting to take effect, I guess. That would be comforting if there was some explanation, at least.
Any amount of CTE that I may have endured after doing 2 boxing matches, I'm going to say is preferred over having to share the load of doing...
What, if I recall correctly, he has one of his wife, and he has one with his dog, I think. That is one of the dogs that died, I think. I don't even remember the circumstances. I think it was Shredder. And how Shredder died or something. I don't know. I know that Bad Empanada made some schizo rant video about it or something, but like I said before, nothing from Bad Empanada should be fucking believed. So, from eating cheese apparently, but I don't know. It doesn't matter, right? Who cares if it was from shitting too hard or some shit, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's sad and tragic either way, but dumbasses like fucking Bad Empanada are just going to cynically weaponize it because he has a conniption with every Jewish person that he fucking sees. Let's be quite honest here. Except for every Jewish person who has the very specific frame of mindset and complete psychic damage that Bad Empanada operates off of or some shit.
Doing 50 jumping jacks with my wife.
Yeah, what if we both do them? We'll both do 25 at once.
25 each?
Oh my goodness.
Great form by both.
Really nice. They must work out.
Also, why are you talking about CTE at all? You've continually illustrated that you can't keep track of anything.
It came up because they were talking about it on their fucking podcast. By the way, they're the ones that started this conversation by talking about it on the podcast. Be like, hey, I'm not getting involved.
I think that was their response after you guys initially called them out.
Is this the meme where literally, is this why people are saying that Ethan might have Alzheimer's or short-term memory loss or some shit or whatever? It's just the idiotic pure conjecture or something because Ethan's just still forgetting things that he said 3 seconds ago or something. Who cares, bro? Who the hell cares about that? About stupid crap like that, bro.
He can't even keep straight who attacked who first. He thinks that our podcast where we're expressing sympathy for him and Ela was the...
Why can't people leave that shit up to the doctors? That's a pretty good question, actually, Boy Meets Mini. I'm curious about a potential answer for that. I'm actually really, really curious about stuff like that. That's a really good one. Let me see. Let me think for a second. I don't think it's due to therapy speak stuff. Therapy speak stuff is a completely different factor, right? Or maybe people want to show feign concern. I'm gonna say that, yes, feign concern. In reality, a lot of people want to seem like they're good people. Broadly speaking, if we're talking about your average individual, right? People don't want to seem like they're the bad guy, right? So, broadly speaking, what are people going to do? The sort of behaviors that are going to be engaged with as a result? Well, people are going to say stuff I think if Ethan wants to have a more healthy outcome in life or whatever, he should probably go see a doctor Maybe he has like short-term memory loss. Maybe that's why he's like the acting in this particular way. People want to have understandings and explanations for things that they don't know, that they don't broadly understand, I think. So people are willing to sort of do like, I don't want to say therapy speak because it's not this isn't therapy speak. But people are going to do like sort of diagnoses, self-diagnoses, or armchair diagnose. I'm gonna go with armchair diagnoses. Yes, like you're saying right now, Boy Meets Mini. People are willing to do like armchair diagnoses in order to sort of get like an understanding of like the reality that's around them, right? Like people will just do like, oh well, you know, this guy is saying these things because he might be suffering from this particular mental illness at this like point in time. That's like the only possible reasoning for as to why X individual is suffering from, I don't know, some mental breakdown, some crash out. The people, broadly speaking, want to be, I would say, I want to be sort of like the arbiters, sort of masters of their own environment, I think. That's how I see it as. People want to be the main exerters of their will, I think. That's what I think it is. It's people are trying to exert their will and aren't really doing it in probably the most healthiest ways possible, and are willing to put their own will onto other people. Does it make sense what I'm kind of saying here? I'm not sure if I'm articulating myself perfectly here. I think like people, broadly speaking, just want to have like a they want to be masters of their own will, masters of their own environment because they're human, and sort of think to themselves like, well, obviously I would never do such a thing because I think I'm like all there or whatever. So, you know, I'm just going to use this as like, you like you're saying right now, Boy Meets Mini, as like a weird excuse to sort of like project those feelings onto other people. When obviously that is not a good thing to do. I would argue that's like quite a bad thing to do. Not healthy, not good, blah, 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 blah. You know.
Impetus for him talking.
Oh, so there was another thing in the chat. You were talking about Justin Bieber. Let's see. Because I do know that Ethan was like doing a talk about like Justin Bieber, because I mean that's like part of the shtick on the podcast, right? Apparently a lot of people are concerned about Justin Bieber's recent behavior. Bro is crashing out in the saddest way, like serious addiction type shit. And he still associates with weirdo evangelical influencers. Why? Okay. I remember during middle school, the days of like the rise of Justin Bieber, all the like annoying ass private school girls going head over heels for him because something boy band, boy whatever, yada yada, boy toy syndrome, shit like that. I've had my own talks about idol culture and idol worship throughout like my sort of talks about like VTubing and shit like that. You know, the Iron Mouse video I did, the price of internet anonymity. A lot of people will very often just turn off their brains whenever it comes to like sort of idol culture and stuff like that, which I don't really like, to be honest. I would like to probably expand into the sort of concept of like idol worship, because I think that this is a broad sort of topic that I think can be fairly well explained and talked about. I'd have to figure it out, like what I'd want to bring up and talk about in particular. I haven't put much thought into it yet. But there's like things that can be commented on. Honestly, like in this case, a lot of people want to be the sort of masters, a sort of not conscientious objectors. That's not correct. The sort of like main people who believe that they are perfect masters of their will, and that they're not like the strange crazy ones, I guess. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how to describe it. If people want to be the masters of their own will and say that they are in full control, but in reality, like, at any moment, people can have, like, a crash out moment and have difficulties and complications in their life at any point in time. It's not as simple as just, like, forehead, like, I'm a perfect master and arbiter over my emotions and stuff like that. You're not a fucking Vulcan, okay? Get the hell out of here with this, like, stupid LARP bullshit. Like, it's just nonsense. Although I am somewhat curious. What is the crash out that that Justin Bieber is having? Because I'm a little bit out of the loop. Because I don't know. I don't really keep up with Justin Bieber. What can I say? Yeah, it's wild because religious people can be the worst about that when the scripture says you are not the master of your will. Exactly, Boy Meets Mini. You're pretty much hitting the nail on the head right there. Because listen, dude, like, I think of myself as an individual with very strong willpower. At least I like to think so, you know. I like to think of myself as someone with very, very strong willpower. Someone who is capable of, like, pushing on despite, like, a lot of, like, bullshit and hardships. At least that's how I like to think of myself. Then you have, like, stuff like this where people just seem to think, like, I am the master, I have full control of my own subconscious, I am, you know, the one in complete, utter control, when that's just not the case. It's not, no one is like that, no one is perfect, right? Like, it's silly.
Talking shit about us. I much prefer boxing-induced CTE than harassment-induced CTE. Ethan acts like we're such great friends and that, like, he shared such intimate moments with me, but it's all horseshit. He's lying. Like, the whole thing is a fucking lie. He's manipulating his audience.
What a
we did not have a close
liar,
relationship.
You guys were buddies for a long time.
He texted me, like, one time, like, hey, dude, we should talk this out. And I was like, I don't feel like having this conversation right now. That's it? So Ian kept trying to get me on the phone or text with me, and I told him, dude, honestly, I don't feel like having this conversation right now.
Okay.
Fair, right? I just didn't want to do it. Okay?
Just in that particular moment, and then or like at all?
Well, it turns out I didn't want to talk to him at all.
Okay.
If the relationship was that close, you would have talked to me on the phone. You wouldn't have shit-talked me. You would be curious where my brain was at and where I was coming from. There's this moment in the Content Cop where I'm trying to give an example of the cycle of harassment. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever.
This is a really good point here by Idubbbz, by the way. You want to know why? Personal anecdote time. My fucking comment section. If, like, you just get, like, some particular dumbass who just has, like, a conniption about one of your points or whatever, they will literally just talk forever until you ignore them. Like, quite literally. And they will be so ridiculous and so annoying and so irritating until you just stop and just don't reply to them anymore. Which is the broader policy. Like, listen, I'll play with my food, like, a little bit, but if the person is still being just a complete dumbass, I'm just gonna be like, I'm just not gonna engage with you anymore because I just think you're an idiot. So I'm just going to move on with my life and, I don't know, play a Factorio or honestly edit more YouTube videos.
If you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of okay. What does that have to do with me?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
Ethan and Hila act like they have no idea what I'm talking about here. So, I mean, maybe they don't. It's a very obvious and easy to digest point. That's why I made it that way. I'm going to explain it here so everyone on the internet understands. When you have a podcast where you are constantly emotionally dumping and saying things just off the top of your head, and you're attacking other people randomly, maybe from your perspective it's not attacking. Maybe you're just commenting on someone else's situation.
He's got to be one of the most visually repulsive people. FaZe Banks, like, in my opinion, he's somewhat repulsive to look at.
And be
pedophile. Pirate Software was like weird about it. It's like, look at my old voice, it's so lame. What an obnoxious loser. She goes, I can't believe these people are so obnoxious. And he looks like an idiot who's obsessed with me, dude.
But what happens when other people comment on your situation? it doesn't feel too good, does it?
But he's like, no, actually, Ethan, the fucking Jew bag. Fuck this Jew bag Zionist baby killer, guys, right?
I don't know if that's
because
what
everyone
the
was
video
totally
is.
saying that.
That is the back and forth I'm describing. You might have thought we were just saying that Ian and Anissa are bad friends.
Goofy goober.
Well, guess what? We didn't take it that way.
Our POV is like, fuck everybody, and I don't want to hear any excuses. You're not my friend, and you never were, and you never will be. You never will be.
What we took it as is Ethan and Neil are shit-talking us. They just implied that we are okay with people using CPS as harassment, and now all of their fans are brigading us. So I am going to respond in kind and make a content cop. So yes, that is what the cycle of harassment looks like.
Okay, what does that have to do with me?
I don't know.
How about you fucking Nazis? How about that?
You might think that all of the harassment you're getting has everything to do with your politics and your idea of Israel-Palestine, but a lot of my gripes were centered around you dragging me into your shit. You know, you knew that you were going through a lot, and you were saying, I'm hurting, I'm now going to make them hurt because they're not putting their head on the chopping block. Fuck
That's
you,
true.
You're a piece of shit. I'm sure there's anti-Semitic people.
Yeah, that's a really good point by Idubbbz there. Because, again, why should it be Idubbbz's problem to deal with, like, whatever, like, conniption Ethan is having with Israel-Palestine? Like I said before, this is what Content Cop is actually all about. It's about pointing out problems with behaviors. And like I said before, with, like, all the anti-woke dumbasses who only glammed onto Content Cop because Ian used to say slurs. He said the N-word and the F slur and all the slurs. You know, he was an edgy boy. They don't understand what the original point of Content Cop was. It's a basically extended call-out post calling out particular behavior that Ian has some problems with and that is worth pointing out. Because like I said before, is Rice Gum woke? Leafy is woke now? Is Keemstar woke? Like, get the fuck out of here with this nonsense. It's silly. But again, all of, like, the anti-woke dumbasses, they don't actually care about any of this stuff. They just want to get their, like, stupid, like, Reddit gold, the Dunkaroos, or some shit. Whatever.
That are attacking you guys. But they're not me. They're not Anissa. It's not Hassan. It's not all of these other creators that you're attacking. You're not the biggest victim on the internet, Ethan. Other people can experience a horrible fucking time. And guess what? They're not getting this other benefit, which is 26,000 viewers. You're getting a lot of money and a lot of content, a lot of things that you care about from these beefs and from this harassment. There are a lot of people that you've just bullied, and they have nothing to gain out of it. Frogan isn't making a bag from this. She's not getting content out of this. You're attacking her in relentless ways and endorsing so much worse harassment than what even you send her way.
The shit he said and...
Yeah, that is a fantastic point there by Idubbbz. That's a really, really good point. What has Frogan gotten out of this? Probably just a lot of annoying people being really stupid and really annoying. Literally, I'll even throw my hat into the ring. Fuck it, why not? I got a community guideline strike warning because I talked about the context puke and it being just a wretched, terrible video of Ethan just constantly airing out his stupid grievances and going along with really idiotic DGG conspiracy theories. Whoa. And I got a guideline strike because of that shit. Also, imagine watching a Tectone clip. Very funny. Didn't he just get banned or something? Because I think he called Frogan fat or something? Even though she's posted pictures of herself, man. Like, she posted pictures of herself. She's not fat anymore. Like, what? She used to be? Because, again, America is pretty bad with food. And I used to know Frogan. She wasn't, like, the richest person on the planet. And she had student debts to pay, okay? I used to know who she was. She wasn't the richest when she started streaming. So guess what? As a result, because, you know, she was poorer in life, you tend not to eat very healthily if you're poor. Because guess what? Cheap food is not made well, and it's typically not very healthy. Whoa, crazy. Who would have thought? Bro, it's so dumb that the anti-woke gaming grifters are calling each other woke for not admitting Claire Obscura is woke. That's a thing that's going on? Jesus Christ, man. What's woke about Claire Obscura? I know it's like a new RPG and it has like a bunch of, I think like QTE elements. I saw Stephanie Sterling comment on that, and they said like, it's like, this would probably be one of the best RPGs I've ever played if I could play it, but I can't play it because I'm just not good enough. And it's like, that's very honest. I appreciate such a review. I mean, I'm just like, oh, it looks pretty cool. Diverse NPCs, literally. Okay, so it's the same fucking standard bullshit with those people. Okay, whatever. Just
posted about Frogan
very
over the
nasty.
past years.
Very
It's like insanely nasty shit.
Yeah.
Worse than anyone.
Oh, is that what is that where it's taking place in 19th century France? Huh. That's a pretty cool yeah, it's always a pretty cool setting to talk about, you know. Lots of interesting topics. So, yeah, if we're talking about the French colonial empire, there's going to be a lot of different people that are going to be in France in that game if we're talking about references to 19th century France. An alternative fantasy 19th century France, my only criticism of that game is that it's French. Otherwise, incredible game. As one should. You should criticize the fact that it's French. French.
One I've seen. If this is true, absolutely mind-blowing, insane shit.
Hold on. It's not worse than anything you've seen. How could it be worse than anything you've seen?
Literally, no. I guess
he was
not.
very nasty.
Well,
I'm just saying, people like fucking want to like lay down and fucking like.
I'm talking about specifically against Frogan.
But like he called her fat, right, and ugly, which is horrifically mean. I get called a fucking baby killer.
I was talking specifically about
That's way
Frogan.
worse than being called fat and ugly, in my opinion.
Also, on top of Ethan and Neela constantly
I have to
victimizing
focus on
himself,
myself
I did
at all
notice
times.
that as soon as we didn't immediately jump to Ethan and Neela's defense, Ethan took that to heart and he
Tectone is a
started to
3 IQ
make
moron,
that his
so whatever.
employees' problems. Instead of just, sucking it up and taking it on himself, he decided to imply that Lena is going to have a problem with that.
A lot of this has ramifications for the crew. The way that they have it set up is basically, if Lena were to drop out, she would lose, like, she would have to pay back like $25,000 or something like insane. And and besides that, which I told her I would cover if she wanted to drop out, she's been working really hard. And just because I'm having an issue with what's going on here.
You bringing up Lena dropping out of the fight was you publicly showing to your fans, like, I don't approve of this. You were saying this shit before the content copy even came out.
Which I told her I would cover if she wanted to drop out.
But now you were saying that you didn't have a problem with any of it until I made the video.
I was totally on board until the
So he's just speaking out of both sides of his mouth again. Nice meme.
organizer put out a video calling me a psychopath for harassing his friend.
Obviously, Ethan and Neela will victimize themselves every chance they get, but when they have the chance to victimize someone else who's on their crew, they'll also do that.
You already forced Lena into this horrible situation. And again, you forced this situation on her.
Why would I do such a thing to Lena? Dude, you have as much agency as I do. You didn't have to badmouth me on your...
No, but Idubbbz, think about it. You have to be responsible for everything, including what Ethan does. You have to be heckin' responsible to Reno. Come on.
Podcast. That was a choice that you made.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree. My good fucking friends who I stood by after all these fucking years can't find a spine to speak up.
Oh, the organizers of this event are not jumping to my defense? All right, well, maybe instead of shit-talking them, maybe I should zip it.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree. You already forced Lena into this horrible situation. And again, you forced this situation on her. By the way, Idubbbz, Lena's fucking having a panic attack.
So go fuck yourself.
I agree.
But you're just lobbing it to me and
I really do enjoy how Ethan constantly is just incapable of taking accountability for any of his own actions. No, listen, think about, like, my crew member who's heckin' a Reno having some plobinerinos, dude. Whoa. It's like, you know, I don't know, pretty clear just narcissistic personality disorder tier shit, honestly. Like, I don't want to do, like, the self-diagnose Reno and stuff like that, but, like, this is, like, a peak narcissism bullshit, dude. Like, I'm keeping it $1.50. That's a fucking, like, complete, like, just narcissism sociological thing, dude. Like,
Nisa, I'm lobbing it back to you. You're the one who brought it up. If you lob it back to me and you say, well, I didn't have your back publicly. Well, fuck you. I'm going to lob it back and say, you're being irresponsible on your podcast, and you're not taking any accountability for the shit you're putting out online. I think that's going to do it for this video. There's a lot more that I can share, but I'll save that for the future. And in closing, I will reiterate so that, you know, there's no ambiguity about it. Anissa and I are no longer involved in Creator Clash. We're stepping down completely. We hope that the event is a massive success this year. We hope that all of the fighters get what they wanted out of it. I'm sorry that I'm such a fucking nasty person who just wants to roll around in the shit. I'll put the link to Creator Clash down in the description if you want to support them in their mission to get creators to fight and raise money for charity. You can do that down there. I will be doing that on my own, and I hope you guys have a good time. Also, for all the people who touch grass, I want to remind you to click the like button on this video, not so it goes in your algorithm or anything, just specifically so that we can add a counter narrative, or I can get an idea of how much astroturfing is out there, because I know that a lot of these fuckers, they love their dislike button extensions. And I saw that shit and I was like, what the fuck? These are all like fabricated numbers. The like-dislike ratio was like 80-20 on my video, and then they tried to create a narrative of like, no, people actually hate this content cop, guys. It's actually so much worse. Like, bitch, like, people were more...
This is such a, like, yeah, honestly, I do kind of... Listen, okay, listen, I'm adding my voice. I'm liking this video. I hardly like videos. I'll add my voice to this because, again, all the same, like, drama farmer, stupid, like, dumbass anti-woke types will do this. They do that shit all the time. It's so dumb and annoying. It's just like, dog, like... Who the hell cares about, like-dislike ratios on a video, bro? Like, why is this, like... Why are you making this your fight? That's not, like, an argument that matters at all in the grand scheme of things. If we're talking about, like, you know, videos like this. It's so dumb, and it's really stupid, and it's just like, okay, man, sure. I hate that shit, man. It's honestly, I've talked about like drama content creators before, how I see them as nothing more besides like just parasitic like leeches who will just cynically say and do anything in order to get a buck. Like, to them, like, nothing to them really matters besides like the content or what have you. Like, there's stupid and cynical, it doesn't matter, but like people who focus as like a main crux of their argument as to how well a video is performing with the like and dislike ratio, you have to be like the dumbest motherfucker on the planet in order to make that argument. I'm keeping it so real. You have to be the stupidest person on the planet in order to be like, oh, so like, a lot is being said here about the comment section and like-dislike ratio on this video. It's just like, why are you mentioning this? This is a thing that doesn't matter at all. Because we're talking about the internet here. Anyone can say or do anything on the internet. Why are you relying on these really strange like metrics in order to judge the performance of a video? That's so strange to me. Because you can just say anything. It doesn't matter. This is so silly and so stupid that the people bring that shit up all the time. It's like, okay, man, And like my left testicle has like more likes and comments and subscribes than your dumbass ever does. So why the hell are you mentioning this, you weirdo freakazoid? It's stupid. I hate that shit. And people will use that as like an objective metric for as to how a video is performing. Get the hell out of here with this complete just nonsense, dude.
Upset with like my wife being on OnlyFans. You're not gonna convince the internet that fucking Ethan Klein isn't being a piece of shit. Like, sorry guys, it doesn't matter how many dislike extensions you have.
We can free Palestine without being a Nazi, okay? Yeah, fuck you guys too, okay? How about you fucking Nazis? How about that?
It's blatantly and obviously fucking disingenuous. This shit blew my fucking mind. Like, this is fucking insane. And like, dangerous. He is going out of his way to slander you as a neo-Nazi. Like, that can get you hurt.
Thank you, Ethan Klein. You are my best friend. You are the rent payer. You are the legend. Thank you, Ethan Klein. You are my best friend. You are the rent payer. You are the legend.
That's true. And real. Very cool. Well, honestly, what the hell else is there to say about any of this just complete nonsense? It's stupid. It's dumb. I hate it. It's just idiotic. Ethan has not learned any of his lessons. Who the hell cares? He's just gonna keep going like this, man. It's not gonna change. Nothing is really gonna get better unless, like I've said before, Ethan, just log off. For the love of all that is good and holy, log off. Don't look at anything on the internet for an extended period of time and just chill. Take a break. Have a Kit Kat. Do anything else besides look at like snark posts on a Reddit or some shit. Hila too? Yeah, we can throw in Hila there as well. Just take a break, have a Kit Kat, stop looking at this shit, and you'll see that you're going to start feeling a lot like more mentally healthy as a result. Because again, like I've said before, if you just continue on this path, it's only just going to get worse and worse and worse. And there's going to be God knows how many just complete, utter charlatans who just want to keep this going for their own grift and their own, money. Because that's the point of this now. People are just constantly and continuing going along these paths because they just want to make their own money from this. That's the whole point of this stuff. So, be better. Break the cycle. Stop listening to and replying to, like, just complete nonsense from, like, Hassan orbiters or whatever you perceive as to be nonsense. Just have a break, have a Kit Kat, and just disengage. Because you can do that. You have agency as an individual. You can do that. You have will. You have agency. You can simply just be like, I'm done. I'm not going to engage anymore. I don't know. That's really all I have to say about this. If Ethan is just continuing on this sort of path, it's a lost cause. Like, I don't think he's ever coming back. I'm keeping it $1.50. If he doesn't stop even after this, like, and those like 2 really bad debates he had, he's cooked. He's cooked.